Hi, I'm Dennis Hansen, the designer, builder, and tester for Woody Logic surfboards. In this video, I'm going to be showing how to make the ribs for your Hollywood surfboard. But before that, we're going to take a little ride to the beach and check out the waves. So here we are at the beach. Do a little wave check. Not exactly the nicest day, but it's always a good idea. Come down the beach, see what's going on. Got a pretty stiff onshore breeze today. The waves are pretty crumbly. There's a wave. The tide's pretty high. The way I'm looking now is down towards Daytona Beach. We're in Ormond by the Sea. Pan around. See the old lifeguard station. Keep going far enough up there. Come to Flagler Beach. Pretty blown out, not too nice of a day. Now, I'm going to go over how you kind of refine your patterns for your ribs. First thing you need to do, got your originals here. You want to go to the copy store, make 2 sets of copies. The reason you're going to do that is because these, you have to remember, half ribs. So you're going to have to flip-flop the other half to make a whole rib. One of the things that I like to do is I like to locate where the stringers are going to go. For instance, there's a stringer here, 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 and here. And on the copy paper, seeing how you're turning it over, you're not going to be able to see those notches. It's not a problem cutting it out, but when you flip it over, it's just a white piece of paper. So this kind of helps you out, and I'll just show you this little trick that I do. It's nothing much. Just find yourself a window that you can use as a light table. Okay, so you want to take your copies. We've got the 2 copies. You want to put this one so that it's facing, the white side is facing out. Because you need the reverse image of it. You're going to go ahead and hold this one up there. Make sure everything matches up perfectly. Take your pencil. The only thing you need to do is draw in where the notches go for the stringers. Else it's a good thing to label these R1, R2. And R1, those get bucketed in, so I'm not even going to do those. The only ones I need to do are the top and the bottom on the main stringers that are going down the center line. Okay, the rest of these I'll just do them in time lapse. I'm sure you get the idea, but this is what it's going to look like. cut it out using this side, you'll have the notches over here. It's already labeled for you. Pretty simple trick. All right, all the rib patterns are prepped. Last step is to cut them out. Now I've got all our rib patterns prepped, ready to be cut out. I do want to mention that when you do cut out the rib patterns, do not cut out those notches that I was telling you about for the stringers. We're going to leave those in, and they get glued on the Luan that way. And the reason for that is because I'm going to use a punch. Well, I'm going to use a wood chisel to notch those, and it makes it a lot easier if you just leave those on. Okay, now that you've got all your ribs cut out, the paper patterns, it's a good time to just do a little check to make sure that they're right before you commit them to the wood and start cutting. So here's the little thing I do. You can try this if you like. Works. It's a good backup. Lay out all the patterns. Make sure that you've got two of everything. Then I would take each pattern and I would lay it on the working drawing just to make sure that it's right. So you can see R1 lines up. That's where it's supposed to be. That's 1 inch from the edge. That's right on the center line. And do that for all of them on your working drawing. If it's right on the paper, it's going to be right on the wood. Okay, so I'm ready to glue my rib patterns onto the Luan. I just go buy door skin at Lowe's or Home Depot. So I think this sheet costs like $6. Then you're gonna need yourself some glue sticks. These are pretty cheap. I bought all these, got these for $1. And you're ready to go. I laid out lines 2.5 inches. This one's at 2.5, this one's at 5, all the way across. Helps, use your T-square. Then it's just a matter of rubbing some glue on those guys to make your full rib. I find the glue sticks work real well. And that's it. Stuck down real good. It's ready to be bandsawed. So I'm going to put all my ribs, glue those down. I leave a little space between each. I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch, something like that, an inch. This is what it looks like when you glue your patterns to your Luan. Took a little more than I thought it would, but it was all good. Now it's time to cut. Got all my ribs cut out, so what I like to do next is clean them up. Just use a belt sander, take off all the little wood burrs. It's a good idea to write the number of the rib on the back, because sometimes paper parts get tore off. Hola! I wanted to discuss the next part of the project, and it involves a little bit of drilling and some cutting. What I do is I take all the ribs, well, not all the ribs, but I take the big ones and I draw the sections that I want to cut out. There's a lot of weight to be saved by doing that, and by doing that, I don't know, I can probably save like 200 grams maybe. So that process isn't too difficult. I'm going to go over that in just a minute, but I did want to talk a little bit about weight. And you know, if you're building your surfboard to just hang it on the wall, I wouldn't worry about doing that part. If you're building your surfboard to actually ride, then I would do that part. And it will make a difference. You know, every gram counts. If you've ridden heavy surfboards before, you'll know. Unless you're riding super mushy waves, heavy surfboards you struggle. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how my little setup for doing the cutout, and then I'll do it. So, this is my cutout box. And I just made it with some scrap 1x3 I had. The way I do it is I just drill a couple holes in the corner, take my jigsaw and cut out that section, move to the next. The reason I use this, it supports the rib quite a bit while you're cutting it, and you get less breakage. The other thing that will help is if you use a fine blade on your saw, and I use the 36. It tends to rip it less. It just makes a nice cleaner cut. Alright, now I had all these ribs piled on to the scale, and I'm just going to run through and I'm going to show you how much weight can be saved, and you might be surprised. Okay, so it's 421 grams right now. Well, the parts got cut out. Wound up saving about 115 grams, which is that's pretty significant. It's a few ounces. It's one more step and then we'll be done with the ribs. To the last step for the ribs, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the little punch out for the stringers. Now for that, I'm going to use my 1/2 inch wide wood chisel and my quarter. Pretty simple process. I'm going to show it to you right now. 1/4 inch chisel. Give it a smack there. Do this side. Sorry about that. Take your 1/2 inch chisel. Do it there. Punch it right out. Same thing there. For these stringers, we're just going to do it, punch this way, always have the bevel facing in. Do this one, then the last one you do is that clearing cut, put it on the line, bam. All the ribs are cut out now and they're notched. The only thing I need to do is clean them up a little bit with the file, and it should be pretty much ready to go. Ribs are done, and my next step would be to make the bottom panel, and I'm going to cover that next week. If you like this video, then give me a like. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. Thanks for watching.